What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to another episode of the Dukes of the Gridiron Podcast, powered by Believe. Man, it was an eventful weekend for the hoop scene. We got to recap a monumental, historic, record-breaking All-Star Weekend. Over 10 million viewers worldwide tuned in to see some of the brightest stars in the NBA as well as the WNBA. And we got to see a peek of the future with a few G League players on display as well in the Rising Stars Challenge. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it. So things kicked off with the celebrity game, man. I thought it was mad entertaining. I hadn't really watched it in a few years, but I think there was a good balance of like celebs mixed with athletes, mixed with like social media creators, whether it was like the basketball social media creators or just the famous streamers, man. I mean, when are you going to see Jennifer Hudson lace up and hit the court, yo? Like, that was very exciting, man. I was hyped to see it. As a fan of her on the screen work and her vocals, to see her out there shooting the J was something special. We had NFL players out there. Micah Parsons was out there catching bodies. Puka Nacua out there catching bodies, showing the athleticism. Tristan Jazz, the YouTube sensation, Hooper, out there, 27 points, took home the MVP, threw out some dimes. It was impressive, man. We saw Casanet out there as well, out there hooping, man, and just a huge social media following for him. Bringing extra eyes onto the game, making, more kids basketball fans potentially. But it was dope to see, man. It was a good game. It was competitive. It was awesome seeing Coach Shannon Sharp out there coaching against Stephen A. Smith. They had 50 Cent on the sidelines. Hey, it was getting active, man. I think that they competed harder than the actual NBA Allstar Game, but we'll definitely dive into that a little bit more. But I'm glad I watched the celebrity game this year. Honestly, it was fun to take in. And hey, be on the lookout for your boy. I will play in that game. Y'all keep an eye out. I'm training. I'm working. We gonna get active, man. Also, after that, we saw the Rising Stars game. I love the format this year. Multiple games, like a round robin type of deal. Games to 40. And shout out to Longdus Williams, Budelis, some of the young talents that are in the G League. Mac McClung put on a show and upset one of the powerful teams in Team Pow with Victor Wembanyama. Jabari Smith was out there for that squad. That team was loaded. And, hey, we saw some of the young bucks really get after it. It was dope to see Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, and some of these other young stars on full display, man. It was exciting. I love the format. I love that they had so many more rising stars than normal. I think, personally, the national versus the international game was kind of getting old, and we needed something new. So shout out to the league for just working to expand this category of the event and make it more exciting, make it more spicy, man, because the young fellas was getting after it for sure. So love to see that. And then the Rising Stars Challenge followed that, and they broke it up into teams. I thought, the team first round pick was cool. And Edwards out there competing with Paolo Banchero, Victor Wembanyama, those guys going at it. Of course, the Indy team had to represent, Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton out there representing, and they took home the Rising Stars Challenge, man, in front of the home crowd. I missed the days of like watching CP3 and Darren Williams and those guys go at it in the old format. It was funny watching Scotty Barnes out there, but overall, I think it was competitive, and it was fun. We got to see Trae Young in action. That shooting competition was really cool. I think they just changed a lot of things around this year, changed the format, tried some new things, and I think for the most part, like, it worked out. The three-point shootout, one of the most exciting competitions. Dame Dollar, we're going to be talking about him a lot, came out and lit it up. But we had 3 guys hit 26 to start the event off. was out there doing his thing, defending champion, made it hard. Trae Young set it off. It ain't easy going first, I feel like, in a competition like that. He comes in, sets it off with a 26 piece as well. I thought Malik Beasley would perform a little bit better. I was kind of surprised by him, and Lauri Markkanen was kind of like my dark horse. But it's risky betting on those 7-footers. But Cat proved it last year. You know, the big fellas can win. And he defended his title admirably. But Dame Dollar, it was Dame time. I mean, shot the lights out every round he was in. Took home the title, showing that he is one of those elite shooters in the league. And this isn't nothing we already didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But it was still exciting to see, man, them go at it. Just in that shooting competition. And then we got a special matchup as well. Stephen Curry versus the Sabrina Ionescu shooting contest. And Ionescu, man, 26 points. She would have made it out of the first round of the guys shootout, man. I think she came out and competed admirably and really represented. And I hope this is something that we see in the future. But the event was kind of overshadowed by some comments. I know people were coming at Kenny Smith's neck for saying that she should have been shooting from the women's three-point line. People didn't like that. She did shoot with the WNBA ball, though.
I think she should have shot from the She should have shot from the women's line. That would have been a fair contest. I still root for Sabrina. We all are rooting for Sabrina. No. This is not she should have shot from the three-point line that the women shoot from.
Why are you putting those boundaries on her?
That's not a boundary. That's what the game is.
She wanted to shoot.
They have a smaller ball, don't they?
She shot a WNBA ball.
WNBA ball is smaller.
She shot with the WNBA ball.
Yeah, but she should have shot from the line. There's a women's tee in golf and there's a men's tee for a reason.
No. She a shooter shoot. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, but they shoot from where they shoot from. Thank you.
No.
Sabrina,
good job, Sabrina.
No,
but don't let any man put boundaries on you like him.
Well, then give him a regular ball then.
Don't let any man put boundaries on you.
Give him a regular ball then.
A lot of other talk was mentioning about, of course, Caitlin Clark breaking the scoring record. Should she have been in this contest? My thing is, so Sabrina shot over 44% from three. Playing with Breanna Stewart, you know, this was a career high for her, the best she's ever shot, college or WNBA. Having the most open shots, she's even admitted this season, playing with a superstar that attracts so much attention. But looking at her senior year at Oregon, she did shoot 39.2% from three. Now, compared to Caitlin's senior year this year, she's shooting 39.9 from three. So, you know, career one of the highest rated seasons that she's seen in her 4 years in Iowa. And we got to look at the volume. Like, Caitlin Clark is shooting a lot more threes than Sabrina is. So we got to look at that too. Who is the better shooter? I don't know. We can't overlook the 37-point performance from Sabrina last year in this contest, where she completely just scorched the nets and lit everything up. Just debating better shooter, I don't know. Spot up in like a competition like this. Like, we know Caitlin Clark has the range. She has the off the dribble. She has the contested three. And then with Sabrina, you know, she's a sniper as well. And I think maybe something that I heard Reggie Miller say is maybe we can get a 2v2 where we bring Caitlin Clark and team her up with Sabrina against maybe Dame and Steph to see how that would go. I think that would be super exciting, man. But I thought that was cool just to see that different perspective. Caitlin Clark getting big praise. And it was, you know, mixed feelings about that statement on social media. Some people feeling like Clark was the ideal candidate to shoot against Steph, being compared as the female Steph Curry. But on the other side, some people feel like, you know, she needs to earn that right of passage and that there's a lot of great shooters in the WNBA, which there are. But you can't, you know, overlook the fact that Caitlin Clark, who could be playing for the Indy Fever next season, being in Indy, the fans getting a sneak peek look at her, that would have been really cool. I'm just saying, seeing her incorporated. And who knows, she could have outshot both of them, you know. When you see Caitlin Clark get hot, you know, the Nets is scorching and she's just on a different level, man. But, you know, it's Steph Curry. We're talking about the greatest three-point shooter of all time. you know what I'm saying, he comes and represents and takes home the title, as most of us expected him to do. But I thought that was interesting, you know, with Caitlin Clark being involved in a lot of those three-point shooting talks, and rightfully so. Three of the greatest shooters on the planet we're talking about right now. So that 2v2 idea, I think could really be cool for next season, if that's something they're looking into. But I agree with Sabrina, man. They need to keep this competition going. And I like her chances, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not betting against Steph. But Sabrina held her own, did her thing, and looks like from just the numbers, she would have been just fine in the men's competition as well, and would have advanced with some of those elite shooters in the WNBA. So that was cool. And then, you know, of course, the dunk contest. Last year it was great. You know, Mac McClung, unsung hero, came and put on a show. If you ever watched his highlight tapes in high school, down there in Gate City, you already know the vibes. You knew what type of time Mac was on. And it seemed like he really brought life back to the competition that had been lacking for several years. Probably since we saw Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine go at it, to be honest. It was interesting, though. This year, man, the dunk contest was kind of whack. I ain't gonna lie, man. They cheated Obi Toppin, man. My guy went 360 through the legs and got like a 40-something, bro. Like, what? That was the best dunk of the night. Meanwhile, Jaylen Brown was out there wilding, boy.
I wish that, I feel like the court was a little slippery. So I wish I could have really done what I planned to do in my head or what I practiced to do. But I still think it came out. The message got sent, and I had fun when I was doing it. So I could live with those results.
And to be honest, I didn't feel like Jaylen Brown was a good selection. I didn't think he had a chance to really win in this. To me, he feels like more of a power dunker and then more of like an in-game dunker, like put you on a poster type dunker, more than a creative, woo the crowd with some kind of fancy dunk that we've never seen before. But that was hilarious. He went viral after just that performance. That's all we can call it, that performance in the dunk contest. Of course, Mac went back to back and got some words of encouragement from the big fella Shaq Diesel.
Stay right there. This is where you steal the show. Nobody knows your name. Make them remember your name. And don't miss a dunk. All right, good luck, brother. All right, big fan of yours.
Hey, Mac went back to back, and salute to him, man. Still out here chasing those NBA dreams as well.
People that, came at me before this, like, oh man, you should be mad. Like, you should, you want to be in the NBA. You deserve to be in the NBA. Like, and I do believe I do. But I also think this is my human experience. And I think it's my human experience for a reason, because without this grind and struggle, I probably wouldn't be able to impact like I do and have been lucky enough to do things like this. So this is my story, and I've really embraced it. And I'm going to keep fighting. I'm not going to quit no matter any other outcome.
Next year, man, I mean, it just would be nice if we could get like Ant Edwards, John Morant, Zion Williamson, some of these guys with bigger reputations, bigger followings, that are more established in the league coming in. Like, we see the highest paid player in the league in Jaylen Brown coming out. So that maybe that opens the door for more players to really consider making that jump and putting their talents on display. I mean, we've seen Michael Jordan, we've seen Kobe Bryant win this contest. Never got to see LeBron in it. Will we get to see John Morant, Zion, and Edwards? It would be cool. It would be cool. That would really bring some juice back to the competition. Overall, the judges, man, they got to be tougher. I miss it when the judges was out here reckless and just being honest. It seems like there's a little bit of coddling going on with the dunk contest, because ain't no way Jaylen Brown was supposed to advance, man. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100, people. But it is what it is. Shout out Mac McClung representing. Love that he's getting to really show his talents on the big stage. Heck of a player, man. And then rounding it out, the big game, the NBA Allstar Game, getting back to its roots, y'all, with the East versus the West. I love that aspect. But this is supposed to be like the greatest pickup game in the world. And it would be nice to see a little bit more competitiveness. I mean, the East drugged the West and put up over 200 points. Where is the defense?
needs a little revamping because it used to be competitive.
Yeah.
It used to be competitive, and fans want to see the best pickup game in the world. That's what this is. They don't want to see you running up and down and dunking and doing all this crazy. They want to see what happens when you get this collection of best basketball players on the planet, and they play and they go head up against each other.
Man.
I mean, you guys play harder at a pickup game in UCLA.
For real.
And ain't billions of people watching.
For real.
Definitely do.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely do.
They got to turn it
the
up.
All-Star game needs a little changing. I always love competing in them. I didn't lose many of them.
Nah,
me and CP used to talk all the time.
One of the ones. You took it serious.
Yeah, we went it. I don't think me and CP, when we played together in the All-Star game, I don't think we've ever lost a game.
Yeah.
And we used to look at each other and say, okay.
Going serious.
Let's
They
go.
don't want to play, we going to play.
Fourth quarter, let's go get them.
And I would really like to see is they play hard tonight in this All-Star game. I think it's very important when you have the best players in the world together. You got to compete, and you got to play hard, and you got to show the fans how good they really are. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. I'm enjoying mine. Have a good All-Star game.
I gotta agree with Bird and Kobe, man. I gotta agree with those guys. We need to get back to having it competitive, because when Kobe and CP was rocking, that's when it was competitive, man. Maybe they need to put something on the line, some money. Maybe not home court advantage, because we got to make sure guys are caring about the regular season. They're missing games and doing load management. So it's hard to pitch an all-star game, an exhibition, to have that many implications, that heavy of implications for home court advantage. But, man, they got to do something cool. Maybe, give a car out or some money, some kind of prize, man, where, guys want to come in and really compete. I tell you who was competing, though. That man, Dame Lillard, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Out there pulling from half court. Him and Halliburton was going crazy. Dame did not come to play around. It was Dame time the entire weekend, folks. I mean, he was going in. Oh, my goodness. Dame came out there. And it was funny because we saw that clip kind of surface of LeBron telling him he's not the young guy anymore. And then Tatum was kind of talking about, we don't really see Dame as an old head. Dame definitely didn't look like no old head out there, man. Taking home a 3-point contest, as well as lighting up the stage and electrifying the audience, the crowd, putting on a show, making sure we knew what time it was, because it was Dame time. And helped the East, man, who had a really young team. Majority of the roster was 25 and under. They come and get the win over legends like KD and LeBron. KD got nutmegged by Trae Young. Yo, it was getting crazy out there, man. It was fun. I think this year pretty much solidified, too, that we all thinking it. There's no way Joker and Luka retire without being teammates. The chemistry, the bromance that's going on right there, man. These guys want to play together. And you can definitely tell, obviously, that would be a serious problem for the rest of the league. But it was cool just seeing the stars come out. First time All-Star Jaylen Brunson out there doing his thing. Shout out to the East, man. They really made a lot of shots, came out firing, took the lead early in this contest and never looked back. And then, of course, a big topic of this discussion was LeBron James. We're valuing every All-Star game he's in right now because we're not sure how many he has left. He was kind of talking about that, his feelings about, his career winding down. Amidst the Warriors trade rumors, also just solidifying that he has enjoyed being a Laker for the last 6 years, and that he, by all intentions, has no intention of leaving and going somewhere else. I mean, he's got a kid that's at Sierra Canyon playing high school. He's got a kid that's also playing at USC right down the road in Los Angeles. So it's what really point is there for him to leave? He's got business in LA. It seems like that's where he wants to be. But it was interesting because, we've seen players like Kobe get that just farewell tour and just, set off into the sunset with their careers. And then we've seen legends like Tim Duncan, who's mentioned in this clip we're about to peep, who just kind of had a legendary career and bounced and didn't need the whole jersey swapping and signing and gifts from the league and all that good stuff. And LeBron kind of spoke on that, how he's kind of 50-50 on the situation of, does he want to have that farewell tour and get his flowers and, have the league show the love that he's earned over the last 2 decades plus? Or does he just want to ride off in silence into the sunset?
I also don't know if I will. I was asked this question a couple of days ago. Will you kind of take the farewell tour, or will you kind of just Tim Duncan it? I'm 50-50. I'm going to be honest, because there's times where I feel like I guess I owe it to my fans that's been along this journey with me for 2 decades plus to be able to give them that moment, where it's every city and whatever the case may be, and, they give you your flowers, or whatever the case may be, and that seems cool. But the other side of, I've never been that great with accepting praise. It's a weird feeling for me. I haven't really talked about it much, but it's just a weird feeling for me.
I'll tell you, man. Overall, man, shout out Adam Silver, just being an innovator, continuing to keep events fresh. I think they'll continue to try out new things and see what works. Maybe we see a Elam ending with the Allstar Game next year. I think the G League is doing some great things. Their dunk contest was way more exciting than the WNBA's. Shout out Cheryl Swoop's son out there representing, winning the contest, wearing his mom's jersey, paying homage. Yeah, man. Overall, I gotta say, I was impressed. I usually don't watch all of the events. This year, I took them all in. I probably haven't watched all of the events since I took them in Charlotte a few years ago. But this year, man, I think that magic was back. I think they did a really good job picking out the rosters, balancing out the events, keeping fans engaged. It was a lot of different things, fresh perspectives that we got to see. Could it improve? Absolutely. The dunk contest needs some new blood. It needs a lifeline. We saw what Mac McClung, we saw what one man could do with the dunk contest last year. Didn't quite hit the same this year. We just got to be honest about it. But at the same time, shout out Jaylen Brown for being a mega star, highest paid player in the NBA, coming out, competing, laying it all on the line. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Holler at your boy, and let's talk about it. Let me know. Were y'all a fan? What do y'all want to see next year? Who are we missing? Did anybody get snubbed y'all thought should have been there? Holler at me for all the latest, man. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. This is the Dukes of the Gridiron Podcast. Until next time, hey, we out.